Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachahakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders and the bishops. A great millstone and loving peace and salutations to your hopeful elect brothers out here pushing this truth across the four corners of the globe. And to your sincere sisters that are watching, I want to say shalom, and also to you speckled birds that look like unto the other nation. I want to say shalom to you as well. On the brother Ashkaya from the Indianapolis camp. I'm coming with a lesson today on there is a famine coming. You know, we've been talking about it. Men of the Lord have been on their watch. You know, we've been telling people, hey, what thus said the Lord, what's going to happen, why it's happening. All right, breaking down the scriptures for you to understand these things are happening, and they're starting to happen now. All right, matter of fact, I'm gonna start off in Habakkuk. I already got it queued up. This is Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, I will stand up on my watch and set. It said, I will stand up on my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Then said the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. All right, and we've been, like I said, the apostle them almost 50 years. All right, and on the highways and byways, teaching what thus say Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and hand up the information down onto us younger brothers. All right, and we're teaching the same thing. All right, but this word has been out here for what, a half a century now, probably a little bit over a half. You know, and we've been telling you what thus say Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We're telling you these things are going to happen according to the scriptures. All right, everything is according to the scriptures. So we've been moving and teaching the things that the oracles of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, but that famine is about here. All right, hey, I hope the Lord let it keep going. And this video I'm gonna play is for fair use. You know, just just gonna play this video, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. All right, here we go.
With the 145% tariff on nearly all Chinese imports in place. Yesterday, President Trump said he's ready to make a deal with President Xi.
Have you spoken to him since the tariffs? When did you last speak?
I don't want to comment on that, but I've spoken to him many times.
When did that happen, and what did you discuss?
I'll let you know at the appropriate time. Let's see if we can make a deal.
Meantime, major ports like the Port of Los Angeles are seeing a steep drop in imports from China.
And we've seen that. You know, brothers are doing a lot of videos on the West Coast. How all those containers, there's not a lot of containers out there. All right, in the shipping yards, man. All right, due to these terrors or whatever may happen. This is all the Lord's doing. All right, let's just start there, right there at that point. This is all Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and these prophecies that he said that were going to happen are happening. So we're going to give all this to the Lord. You know, we talk about it, but this is all Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. We're just speaking what he's already spoken. All right, but those containers are not not coming in. All right, and a lot of those places are empty. All right, and she's going to tell, what's going to happen because of that towards the end of this video. It's a little 6-minute video. I might stop it here and there, but,
Joining me now, we have Lorianne LaRocco, global supply chain reporter for CNBC Business News. Lori is also the author of the book Trade War, Containers Don't Lie, Navigating the Bluster. Lori, big welcome to you. So when it comes to the prospect of empty store shelves, which products could be hit hardest, and should consumers be worried? I mean, are you seeing a rush to buy certain things right now?
We really shouldn't see a rush because we actually have the items in. It's going to hit us in waves, Alex.
So what she's saying here is that as of right now, all right, in the warehouses and in these different places across the United States, all right, that they're full right now. But by those containers not being there, all right, they're not going to be able to stay full.
And this is what we're going to kind of see with the timeline. Starting in June, this is where you're going to start seeing, those items that we love to get really cheap online. Those are the items that are going to get hit first. And those are like the fast fashion, products we might get on Amazon. And the reason why is that smaller businesses, they can't afford to have front loaded, right, all of these items in to beef up their inventory. Then starting in July, this is critical because this is the back to school time, right? Where parents are going into the stores to get their kids their school clothes. So you're looking at backpacks, you're looking at notebooks, you're going to be looking at all of these items that some have been brought in, but
and I was looking at the Apostles to Heart video the other day. Just want to add this. How he said, "Hey, brother, stock up on little things. Now you like the water, little perishables, man. Canned goods. You might want to get a little extra. All right, because the scripture say, the wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. By us knowing that these things are going to come to pass, man. All right, we can prepare ourselves the best way we can. Don't mean, all right, that we won't have to run and leave it. We might have to run and leave it. But it don't hurt to prepare. Because when this shit is about to hit the fan, man. It's about to hit the fan. We know it. It's only a matter of time, man. All right.
There has been a major pause when you're looking at the amount of items that have been brought in, and people are just really uncertain, if you will. Is there going to consumer going to buy? We have seen the pullback on a multitude of different, right, economic indicators in terms of that hesitancy. Mm-hmm. And without really any definitive acknowledgement of what's going on, we're going to see this pullback. And then in addition to the fast fashion and the school clothes, also electronics, because the connectivity, right, of the inventory of the supply chain.
Yeah. I'm going to get to that in 1 second, but let me ask, because you're saying basically we have until June, that the supply is there as of now. Does that apply to the car industry? Because we reported people are rushing out to buy cars or renew leases or whatever they need to do.
Yeah, it really depends on the item. I mean, when it comes to the autos, Alex, it's those tariffs that have already been slapped. And so people are trying to get in there, right? Let's get that car that's out in the lot now before another one has to come in that will be more expensive. So that's why you're seeing that rush for the bigger ticket items.
Okay, so it's about the bottom dollar there. So we learned yesterday that China exempted some U.S.-made microchips from tariffs. Does this indicate that China is backing down on some level?
Whoa. All right. They talking about the C-hip now, man. All right, see this. Hey, man, this thing is about to get. It's about to blow, man. Hey, the water, how about you, man? Shot, man, because you vexed in this place. You're vexed in this place, man. All right.
I really don't think so, Alex. I mean, it shows that there's a willingness, right, of the cooperation. But as we
a willingness for what? For this one ticket item, though. They ain't talking about on everything. It's just this one ticket item that they're talking about right now, which is what this chip that they're talking about in this video. We all know what that's going into, man, and what that's about. All right, we could talk about everything, but hey, we ain't letting up on nothing. But this, all right, we'll show you. We'll say, hey, we can do this part, or we could talk about this part, maybe. Yeah, okay. The scripture say, unless Satan get advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices, man. The scriptures also say, watch as well as pray, man. So we watching all this whole movement. All right, and he can't pull the wool over the men of the Lord's eyes, man. We see exactly what's going on here.
Seen with the prior trade war that's still in existence, there is so much rhetoric, and because of this conflicting comments between Trump and the Chinese officials about if a deal is happening, we're going to just continue to be in this like push and pause, if you will, of do we make more things? Do we hold off? What do we do? So I'm kind of hesitant to see that this is like a victory, if anything, for Trump.
Well, walk us through what is happening at our West Coast ports. I mean, how much of a drop in shipments from Asia are they experiencing?
we are seeing a massive, massive drop, Alex.
Wow.
You are looking at...
So they're seeing a massive drop in containers, all right, coming into the United States of America, man. They're seeing a massive drop. I think she said 40% drop. That's massive. And that's going to affect more than just food, right? We got all type of imports coming into to those docks, man. All right? I'm going to go to Matthew. I'm going to get a precept. I'm going to go to Matthew, the 24th chapter. I'm going to start at verse 7. It said, for nation shall rise. This is Matthew 24:7. It said, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So we're starting to hit those birth pains are starting now, man. And once those birth pains start, man, it ain't the baby coming, man. It's coming, because you can't really stop birth pains, man. You know, once they start, there ain't no going back.
At a 44% decrease in vessels year over year coming in. And what's really key here, Alex, are the people that move the containers. You need...
Hey, and guess who's gonna feel it the most? The most, man. You women, man. Hey, you women need to be trying to. If you got a man of the Lord, you really need to be treating him like a king. At this point, all right. At this point, you should be treating him like a king, because guess what? He's gonna be. The Lord is gonna look out for him. You know, and if he's a true man of the Lord, the Lord might look out for you as well, man. I'd take my chances with that before I would anything else, though, if I was you. You know?
People to move trade. If you have 40% less containers coming in, that is going to impact the people that are the truckers, the railroads, the warehousing. This is more than just us consuming and us bringing in orders. There's an entire supply chain here that is connected to jobs. And so the longer this goes, Alex, we're going to see some significant impact here in terms of employment. In fact, the Port of Oakland, which is a huge port that relies on both imports and exports, are very, very balanced. They've got a 50-50 split. They already started warning on Friday about the detriment when it comes to jobs and the exposure with this.
As you well know, Lorianne, we have seen this week the CEOs of the nation's top retail stores meeting with President Trump and warning that tariffs could no doubt lead to these shortages. Even if a deal is reached soon, are we in for at least some troubling times ahead?
I believe we are, and the reason why is that trade takes time to move, and you also have to order it. The fact that we've had a pause in all of these manufacturing plants. I have had sources tell me in China that there are factories that have literally shut down because they're not making any products for the United States. So if you think about it, remember with COVID, everything shut down and then everything ramped back up. And so what happens is, once you hit that unpause button, it's going to be that rush to make the materials and then get the product on the vessels and back here, which causes congestion and raises freight prices.
All right, I'm going to get a few more precepts, and I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go to 2 Ezra 6 and 22. Then I'm going to jump to 2 Ezra 15 chapter. This is 2 Ezra 6 and 22, and it reads, and suddenly shall the sown places...
But abroad, in just 100 days, Donald Trump has challenged the so-called...
It says, this is 2 Ezra 6 and 22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All right? So we're coming into those times where those stores, you're not going to be able to go to the store to buy those essential goods that you need. All right, due to these empty containers and these tariffs and these little trade wars that are happening, man. This all set up. All right, we know what's going on, but at the end of the day, we know this is the Lord's work and it's His program, man. So we see Him working, and we see these prophecies coming to pass. We can't panic. All right, this should be boosting your faith. All right, this should be boosting your faith above the roof, man. All right. Because at the end of the day, the Lord said He's going to take care of His men. And you got to believe that, man. Just like we believe everything else in the scriptures. I'm going to jump to 2nd Ezra 15th chapter, and I'm going to start at the 16th verse. It says, "For there should be sedition among men and invading one another." Like, what you think is going to happen when there's no food on the shelf? All right, people are going to start coming into your house, man. They're going to be invading one, man. You need the protection of the Lord right now. All right, they're going to be invading one another, man. There ain't going to be no, "Hey, this is my neighbor. How you doing today?" All right, it's going to be like they trying to kick your door in. All right, to see what you got. Because they've been paying attention, you bringing those bottles of water in the house, man. Those grocery bags in the house. They've been paying attention to that. All right? It says, "Invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." All right? So it ain't going to be no authoritative figure, or ain't going to be no 911 you could call. It ain't going to be people, and the president ain't going to be able to get on the TV and tell you to chill out. All right? They ain't going to give a damn about that, man. Survival mode is going to kick in, and you know what happens then. All right, read up on what happens when people jump into survival mode. They're doing any and everything to survive, man. All right, "And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to." So travel going to be cut off. All right, we're coming into these times, man. Martial law is going to be in place. All right, it said, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and the men shall be afraid. All right, in verse 19, this is my point. It said, and man shall have no pity upon their neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, and this is the times that we're coming into. All right, so right now is the time to get right with your Bashim Yahushai before this. All right, man, it's already going left, man. All right, but it ain't full blown. We're still in those birth pains. The scripture say this is the beginning of sorrows, man. Like we just read it in Matthew 24:7. All right. So with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm gonna give all praise going unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Krakodash. Shalom.